Thank you for joining us as we visit Amador.
We're out here on the West End, as they call it, here in Amador County's winemaking region, and we're here at Tanis Vineyards.
Let's go up and see Andrew Tanis and see what he's got cooking up there.
He's the anchor of the West End. Let's do it.
Hey.
You're rolling.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Well, what a pleasure to see you, Andrew.
Thank you. Pleasure to see both of you as well. Thank you for coming.
Oh,
absolutely.
Us back in this wonderful wine tasting room of yours. I understand there was a big release you had last weekend with a dry rosé. Everybody's been kind of competing with that dry rosé thing.
It is kind of an upcoming thing. We do a dry rosé here. It's very sought after. It's a blend of two varietals, red varietals, and it's a light, crisp, clean, but you have the refreshingness of what the red varietals will give you. So, should we try some?
Yes, let's try it.
You know, you're all into the flavor and the color. I mean, when you think of Tanis Vineyards, you really do think of the type of tannins and all those things that you work with, and you hand pick all of those grapes in the bins and make sure that nothing gets produced that isn't, you know, just perfect for those colors and those tastes.
That is correct, and that's one of the important things about the grapes. Nature gives you the product. Now it's the winemaker's job to make it into the wine that you want it to be able to share with the public. And that's what winemaking is all about.
Well, you're doing a great job at that. Here.
It's the unique style, definitely, that makes it unique from any other vineyard, and I love how you make wine.
Thank you.
Well, the family part of the West End, a lot of these wineries out here are young families, and you know, in that tradition, you know, you're really owner, operator, winemaker. You know, you're really doing it all.
That is correct. Everything is done by us. The kids get involved in everything.
Well, I know Monique loves a darker red. She likes those dark reds, and you specialize in a lot of those too, as well.
I do about 17 different varietals here. So you can come in 2 months and we'll have a whole new lineup on the bar.
So what do you want us to try today?
Let us try the Sangiovese. This is the other one that just came out last weekend.
Okay.
So, Sangioveses are usually a lot lighter in color and structure. This has a lot more depth to it. Give it a try.
I know you can.
Smells wonderful.
I know with that Sangiovese, you can see the legs in there too as well.
Yes, and the legs are an important part to the wine. One of the things, a long time ago, they would say the quality of wine was bigger the legs, which was kind of correct. In reality, what it is it's the higher the alcohol content, bigger the legs. So you can see it dripping down the glass, but when you have a little bit higher alcohol content, you have the fruit is a lot riper, better quality, and the wine becomes better as well. And that's what you're looking for sometimes too. You can look at it visually and see that it's like, oh, this is going to be a fruity wine. And I saw your face when you tasted it.
Yeah, that's what the alcohol content is definitely a big part of it.
Yes.
I knew it was important for some reason, but that is delicious.
Amazing flavor. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the flavor and the color, again, you've got another winner there. And another great year. I mean, the blossoms on the vines already look great. We didn't get that snow and, you know, that late snow that's always critical to grape growing season. And this is going to be a great year ahead, huh?
I'm looking forward to an excellent year this year. Just looking at the buds that are on the vines right now, the way like you said, we didn't get the frost. Everything's going really good. We had a great vintage last year. I'm looking to an excellent vintage this year as well. So it's going to be fun.
With your talent, I have no doubt that it'll be fabulous.
Thank you.
And you can count on us being back to, you know, sample those next varietals that come.
Absolutely. We would do that for you.
We have it on our calendar already. Andrew, thanks so much for having us out.
You're very welcome. Thank you,
Andrew.
We are having some fun out here on the West End.
We are, definitely.
We're over here at Serafino, which is another wonderful winery. You know, I drive over to Folsom all the time and go right by the entrance, and I've never pulled pulled in before. This is the first time I've been here.
Oh, I've been here many times. It's right off Latrobe Road. Paul and his family are fabulous people, and I'm excited to see what he has for us to try today.
Well, he's going to host us out underneath the oak tree out there, with right inside the vineyard, and it's going to be just remarkable. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, let's go out there and have some fun.
Let's do it. Well, we're out here at the West End. What a day. We're here with Paul Scotto, winemaker and owner here at Serafina. I think we have to take your advice that you have on your T-shirt there.
It is relax. You're at Serafina. When I first opened up here, my dream was to have a relaxing environment. I've been in a lot of tasting rooms in my life that felt a little stuffy, and I wanted further from that here. So I want people to feel this saying when they enter my winery. And with that, I've developed some bocce courts, and we have a big patio, leather couches, chairs, a 60-inch TV screen. So all those little pieces are the main goals to people could feel relaxed at Serafina.
And tell me about the bocce ball courts. I see that they're ready. Is that right?
Yes, they just were finished about 3 weeks ago. And from day one when I opened, I've been telling customers about them, that my goal was to put them in. Then I started researching, and they're a little expensive. So finally I anteed up and said this has to get done, and I'm very happy with the result.
Well, I know you have a fifth-generation situation here with an Italian great-great-grandfather, and I know what that's like. And that bocce, I'm sure he'd be very proud of you to see those bocce courts.
Yes, and with that being said, last Friday was the end of Generation 3. My grandfather passed away 2 weeks ago, and for me, being at the funeral and all the talking, it put things in perspective, and it made me even appreciate more being fifth generation in my family, and hearing about the stories about my grandfather and him bringing the family out from New York to California, and thinking if that never happened, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
No, and you have a wonderful young family, too, to show for it. And you should be really proud of that. I'm sure he would be proud of that, too.
Yeah, I think he's very happy with it. And the sixth generation, I have 3 boys. And this morning when I left my house, they were begging to come with me. I told them, not yet. A couple more months, Mom will feel safe with you guys being with Dad all day at work.
Well, now you are able to develop your own traditions, develop your own memories here, raising the children here. I know people feel comfortable just being in your presence. The wine tasting room is beautiful but casual, and there is no better location than right underneath the oak tree with the swing and us here together.
Well, you not only have the atmosphere here that's so relaxing, but you have a wonderful wine tasting room over in Sutter Creek, Cinque, for
Cinque, and that name came from us, my brother and sister being fifth generation in our family in the wine
5
business.
in Italian.
Yes, 5 in Italian.
I'm sorry, I should have been able to.
That's right.
I read the sign there. I didn't even put that together. That's
a lot of people think of Cinque Terre in Italy, the five towns, and it was a name that we came up with, we liked, but now people don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, you might want to try 6 now in Italian.
Yeah, exactly. We might have to change it to that.
Well, you got some wonderful varietals. What are we looking at? What are you growing out here, Paul?
So this will be the first year I actually produce a little bit of fruit off our vineyard. Here I have Primitivo, Malbec, Barbera, and Sangiovese. And it's kind of ironic, the whole theme of Serafina being relaxed here at Serafina, things have kind of fallen into place. And last year I was walking the vineyard, and each vine has a little tag on it. And the tag gives the potting date of the vine. And as I'm picking them up off the ground, I'm starting to look at them thinking, how can this be? And I looked at them, and they have the same birthday as me, May 14th.
Oh my goodness.
So it's pretty ironic, but it made it even more special for me being my first vineyard, and they have the same birthday as me. Last weekend here we had our first of hopefully many annual birthday bashes. First for the vineyard, but it also happens to be my birthday, so last weekend our first Serafina birthday.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah, wonderful. So this particular wine, tell me a little bit about it.
So the first one here is the 2012 Pinot Grigio. Just released this about 3 weeks ago. And the Pinot Grigio here, it's not grown very much up here in Amador County.
Right.
And this one's labeled Sierra Foothills. But on this Pinot Grigio, I blend it with about 23 to 24% of Sauvignon Blanc. I love Pinot Grigio. It's an Italian varietal. But a lot of Pinot Grigios very fresh, and then they're quick to get in your mouth, and the flavor quick to leave. So that was the main reason to add the Sauvignon Blanc to it. It gives it more depth. The Sauvignon Blanc that I used was very crisp, but the combination of this is, I'm very happy with it. And it's been
a small amount of the Sauvignon Blanc, not a heavy hit.
No, and you know, the one thing that I have learned growing up from my dad and my grandfather is a small amount of blending can make a big difference in the wine. So I've been very happy with this fruit, and more importantly, the relationship that him and I have grown into has just been priceless.
And then again, you create a unique wine that's just slightly different than what you would normally find in our area.
Yes. Now the Primitivo I've been purchasing from the same grower, and from day one when I opened up here, when I first came up here, I didn't know that many people up here, and Terry Harvey was a person who I turned to for help with the vineyard, help with mowing, help with anything that had to do with finding grape up here to spraying the vineyard. And her and Pat Rohan have been wonderful. But I've been buying this grape from Pat. He manages a lot of vineyards, so he's kind of my go-to guy if I'm looking for something that I don't have. And I think it says a lot when he's very happy with the way the wine turned out. And he manages the vineyard, but somebody else owns the vineyard. And the owner of the vineyard loves the wine.
Good.
And that makes me feel good. And it's the Primitivo. This is right now my fastest selling wine. It'll be, I think I only have now maybe about 40 cases left. It's primarily sold out of the tasting room. I have a limited distribution on this because I haven't allowed it basically to leave here, mainly for my wine club members and then also for people coming into the tasting room.
Tell us what we're about to taste. What do you taste as far as flavors?
So the Primitivo, the thing that I like the best about this one, and this is my first Primitivo, and when I released this, a lot of people have said I prematurely released it, but for me, I had no other Primitivo before it, so I got anxious, and I was tasting and thinking, this could be bottled now, I could sell this now, and as soon as I put it in the bottle, it's been going very fast. But from day one, when the grapes came in on this, I'm comparing it to Zinfandel, which pretty much same grape. The berries themselves were juicier, fruitier, but not sweet, and more luscious. And I loved the process from going from the grape into the crush, into the barrel, that it never lost that. This is a very luscious wine, lots of fruit, not sweet, lots of blackberry flavors on this. And the tannins on it are soft. It's not too tannic of a wine.
You know, I've noticed, I've been into your tasting room before, and the lady that works behind the tasting bar, her name is? Elaine. Also very knowledgeable, totally great personality. She makes you feel right at home, but very knowledgeable. And I think people come in for the entire experience of the flavor of the wine, gain some knowledge, have a good time, and feel like, you know, they've walked away with something pretty special in their hand.
Yeah, our main goal here is to give somebody an experience. I mean, the wine is obviously what they're coming here for, but you know, if we had the best wine in the world, but people had a bad time here, we'd be forgotten quickly. So our goal is for me, is to make a great wine, but beyond that, to have people, without me even having to say anything, feel the relax here at Serafina when you come in the tasting room. And our biggest saving grace has been word of mouth. I mean, we are not, like this started with the West End wineries. I'm far away from other wineries, so I don't have I'm not lucky that people could just go tasting room hopping from winery to winery. People actually have to look to come to Serafina as a destination, and word of mouth has been huge. I mean, our wine club's grown very quick, but we got to keep, for here, when I hire people, it's about people being able to express themselves and have people feel relaxed when they're here and want to stay and hang out.
Yeah, so we want people to come out and taste Serafina's wines, enjoy the experience, tell your friends, word of mouth. Tell everybody you know about what a great time you've had and how wonderful the wines are.
And raise a glass to the Scotto family.
Yes. Come cheers with me at Serafina.
Cheers.
Serafina.